Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Matt and I like video games. And I just wanted to make a quick video about some more Xbox news that dropped today, so stay tuned. Well, thanks to a leak late Monday night, it seems that the well of information and news surrounding both the Xbox Series X and Series S has been blown wide open. And Microsoft was quick to get in front of this stuff thanks to their stellar social media team, who, by the way, there's no possible way those guys and girls are being paid enough money. And by now, I'm sure you're aware that we now know both the look and the price of the Xbox Series S, which was confirmed by Xbox the same night as a way to control the leaks that were happening. But there was also some other info in the original article that Xbox didn't confirm at the time. The article said that the Xbox Series X would be $499, and people thought it was strange that Xbox confirmed the $299 for the Series S, but not the $499 for the Series X. Well, here we are one day later, and it looks like we've finally got that confirmation. The official Xbox Twitter account tweeted out that the Xbox Series X will be $499 alongside the $299 Series S. Now, these prices are pretty much in line with what everybody thought they would be for the past about a year maybe, but what's really exciting is that we now have a pre-order date. Finally, it felt like we were waiting years for this, and it looks like the pre-orders will be starting on September 22nd, and I am so hyped to get my pre-order in on this thing. And there's also some more stuff here that I want to go over, most notably of which is a confirmation of some of the specs inside of the Xbox Series S. And my goodness folks, I mean, we kind of already knew what the specs of this machine were, but when you see them laid out in front of you, it really becomes clear that this thing is a tiny beast. Inside the box, we have an 8-core 16-thread Zen 2 CPU clocked at 3.6 GHz and 3.4 GHz with SMT enabled. So this is basically the exact same CPU as what's in the Series X, except it's just clocked at a slightly lower frequency. As for the GPU, it's an AMD RDNA 2 GPU with 20 CUs at 1.56 GHz, and it's 4 teraflops to Xbox Series X's 12 teraflops. And I feel like when people see that initial delta between 12 teraflops and 4 teraflops, their initial reaction is to kind of step back a little bit, but there's really no need to worry. This thing is full RDNA 2. Like, imagine your Xbox One X with full RDNA 2 features. It's going to have the hardware accelerated ray tracing. It's going to have the variable rate shading. It's all going to be there in that one box. But the difference between this and your already existing Xbox One X is more than just the RDNA 2 GPU. It's the CPU, it's the SSD. Those things are going to make the real quantum leap to next gen from your Xbox One X. And now back to the specs for the Xbox Series S. The RAM is actually peeled back from 16 GB on the Series X to the 10 GB on Series S. And the most exciting part, in my opinion, is the fact that the SSD is exactly the same speed as what's in the Series X. The only difference is that it's a 512 GB SSD compared to Xbox Series X's 1 TB SSD. Now, both of these systems will be targeting 60 FPS gameplay and up to 120 FPS gameplay, but the Series X will be the 4K powerhouse machine, and the Series S will be a 1440p 1080p beast. And when you take price to performance into account for both of these machines, it's an absolute no-brainer. But when you throw in things like EA Play bundled in with Game Pass at no additional cost, then this thing is going to sell like crazy. I also think that Assassin's Creed Valhalla might be a part of Game Pass on launch day. And shout out to the average gamer on Twitter for bringing this to everyone's attention, because he noticed that Valhalla was part of the promotional Game Pass piece of the Xbox Series S reveal trailer. Now, this could be 100% wrong, and it could just be a coincidence or even an error on Xbox's part. But if they manage to get AC Valhalla and Game Pass at launch, then that's going to be absolutely huge for Xbox. Another thing that supports this theory is that Assassin's Creed Valhalla moved its release date down from November 17th to November 10th to match the release of the new Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. But if this theory is true and Valhalla is indeed coming to Game Pass, I'd expect an appearance from Phil Spencer during tomorrow's Ubisoft Forward event to make the announcement. So definitely keep a close eye on that. I mean, hell, I'll be keeping an eye on it just because I'm hyped for Valhalla either way. Whether it's in Game Pass or not, I'm hyped. And one final thing I wanted to say is I see a lot of people online, mostly on Twitter, who are quick to try and put a damper on this exciting news. And it's mostly PlayStation fanboys commenting and bickering about how none of it matters because the PS5 will sell more consoles anyway and blah blah blah. And I just want to tell you folks to just ignore that stuff. Let these people be miserable and scream their grievances into the void. And besides, with that giant backlog of games you got on Xbox, you'll hopefully be too busy gaming to even care what these people think. All in all, it's a damn good time to be an Xbox fan, and it's really amazing to see how Xbox is handling things, especially after the delay of Halo Infinite. A lot of people were skeptical after that delay, I mean myself included, but it looks like this console still has a lot to offer fans. But what do you guys think? What are your opinions on the price and the specs of the Series S, and what are you most looking forward to playing day one on your new console? Leave a comment below and let me know what you're thinking. Leave a like if you like the video, and please subscribe if you would be so kind. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.